Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Teenager Who Cooks. Today I'll be making a super amazing potato salad fried wonton. Now this is super untraditional, but it's really easy to make and it is gonna taste really good. So let's get started with our ingredients. The main thing that you'll need to buy for this recipe is these spring roll wrappers. Okay, these are basically giant wonton wrappers, as you can see here. And you can just buy this at any Asian market. We have 2 potatoes here that we will have to boil in a second. This is some Chinese celery sticks. You can also just use regular celery. We're just gonna boil this and turn it into kind of like a celery string so that we can wrap our wontons. And then over here, we just have some frozen corn and some frozen peas. And finally, we have bacon, and this is basically all the ingredients that you will need today to make this, so that's why it's super duper easy. Alright guys, so I have a pot of boiling water over there, which I'm going to use to boil my peeled potatoes. I'll carefully set the potatoes in, and now I'm just going to boil this on like a high heat until you take like a chopstick or something and it goes right through without much pressure. Alright, and then now I'm in a smaller pot. I'm just gonna boil the corn and the peas for like 7 minutes. So this is also boiling water, and I'll just put it in gently. So we have our bacon here. And while everything is going to be boiling, we're just going to prepare the bacon. We want to slice it in half once, or just depending on how thick your bacon is, or how wide it is. And then we're just going to start cutting it into small pieces. Okay, it's time to start cooking our bacon. Alright, so I put the bacon in the pan. It's all cut up into small parts. I'm just going to spread it out. And this is probably going to cook for like around 10 minutes because it's really small pieces. You just want to spread it out as best as you can. And you can hear that really nice sizzle of the bacon. Really nice. And if you want, you can season it with some like fresh black pepper at the end. Alright, so my potatoes are out. I'm just gonna use this potato masher, mash the potatoes. You really want to make sure that they're like really mashed up and you don't have too many big chunks because it's not gonna result in a nice potato salad filling for our fried wontons. Alright, so it's time to add in the bacon after we've mashed the potatoes. And then we'll also add in the corn and the peas. And so I tried to take out as much as the bacon oil as I could because you don't want too much of the bacon oil, mainly because it's just not healthy. Now we're just going to incorporate all of this with our potato. And then we want to not forget to season it with salt and pepper. So this is just the filling, so it needs to be salty enough to just be eaten on its own, basically. But this is so tasty, you could probably just eat it by the spoon. So we'll just want to season it to taste. I'm just folding because it's quite thick and hard to kind of whisk around, so this is the best thing I can do. So I got 2 tablespoons of our potato salad. Now I'm just going to wrap it up in the spring roll wrapper like this. Just gonna go out top here. Squeeze it pretty well. And I'm gonna come around with just this celery that I boiled and cut into pieces. just gonna tie it off. Just like that, we have this little bag for our spring roll, wonton kind of thing, and it just folds over the top. And once we fry it, it's gonna look super amazing. Alright guys, so I put oil into this pot. It's canola oil, but you just want to use the oil that can really withstand hot temperatures. And so I've heated it up really high. And I'm just gonna, you can see if it's hot enough, if you just drop a test piece of wonton wrapper and it just comes right to the top, that just means it's hot. Or you can just like stick your chopsticks in, and if you can see tiny little bubbles coming out from the chopsticks, it's also fine. So now I'm just going to be really careful. Just gently lower one of our wontons into the pot. You can see it immediately starts fizzing up and starts like becoming golden brown. And you don't actually have to fry this for too long because everything's actually cooked except for the wrapper. So you're really just cooking the wrapper till golden brown. So once it looks golden brown, you're 100% sure that it's actually all the way cooked. So you'll just make sure to check the color of the wrapper. Alright, so you can see the crispy wonton, really nice. And I like to just let them rest like flipped over because there's lots of nooks and crannies where the oil can kind of accumulate, and we don't want to be eating huge amounts of oil. So guys, you can see our finished product here. You can literally hear how crispy it is. So nice. This is such a unique little appetizer, little filler snack kind of thing. It's so amazing, and you can just like dip it in ketchup and enjoy it as well. So like dip it in some ketchup and take a big bite. Wow, that is an amazing dish. You can have the soft potato salad with the flavor of the bacon, the corn, and with the crunchy outside. This is absolutely amazing. So if you enjoyed this video, this episode of Teenager Who Cooks, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.